Big news coming out of North Korea. Pyongyang has dismantled its nuclear test site at Punjuri. Reporters who observed the dismantling of the test site said that at least 3 tunnels observing building and staff quarters were blown up. Dismantling of the site comes even as the summit meeting between the US President Donald Trump and North Korean leader Kim Jong-un has been facing hiccups. North Korea had invited journalists to watch the event, which was announced last month following the declaration of the Trump-Kim summit. North Korea has conducted 6 nuclear tests at the site in the mountains on the country's northeast. The site dismantled today was the only active nuclear test site in the world. Some experts say that the test site had already partially collapsed and was unusable in any case. And I'm joined by Olivia Whitefield from Seoul, our correspondent. Olivia, my first question to you here is that international press was allowed to witness it, but there were no international inspectors. Why?
Well, that is a key question, and for some analysts, they say it is an attempt for North Korea to try and sanitize the site and to remove any sort of evidence that may have been there from the nuclear weapons testing facilities that were in place. Other people say that actually having the journalists there will give us some good footage to have a look at, and it does prove that it has been actually carried out. But that is not good enough for some people who are wondering what North Korea has to hide, and indeed what is stopping North Korea from carrying out further nuclear tests at a facility it could build in the future.
Olivia, there is also apprehension that perhaps the North Korean administration has destroyed a tunnel which was already unusable, and they have not actually dismantled other assets. What's the impression in South Korea?
Well, those reports have come from China a few months before the key summit that was held here in South Korea last month at the Panmunjom Peace House. China had said that actually the tests that had been carried out in September had damaged the structural capability of those tunnels so much that they were no longer usable. Now, if that is the case, then Kim Jong-un has played a really good political card in his eyes in managing to get the international community to think that he has dismantled these tunnels. It remains to be seen, though, what will come of the journalist reports when they get back to the coastal city of Wonsan. The connectivity in the country is very, very poor, so we've only had basic reports coming delivered via telephones. When we get back, we'll be able to hear just how viable those tunnels were, whether they were structurally sound and whether they could have been used again. One report from CNN says that Tunnel 4 that they went into, they were told by the regime that that tunnel had been planned to be used for future tests. But again, we just have to wait and see.
But is that enough for the United States of America? Because a lot of people say that what the United States of America is asking for is complete denuclearization. And this is not complete denuclearization.
This isn't complete denuclearization, but what North Korea would like to happen is that it would like to see denuclearization happen over a phased period of time, and during that period of time to then have some sort of economic sanctions lifted, or for economic benefits to be imposed onto the country, or for more concessions from the US. What North Korea doesn't want to do is to give away all of its nuclear arsenal all at once, then to find out later down the line that the US has changed its mind.
And lastly, before I let go of you, North Korea has kept its promise, but there is no clarity whether the summit will take place or not. So will this pave the way for a summit, or we can say that despite this there is no clarity?
It all depends on who you ask. Some analysts say that the US and North Korea have both got too much to lose if they do not go to the summit. For Donald Trump, that would be a crowning achievement of his presidency, whereby he could say he brought peace to the Korean Peninsula and denuclearized North Korea, a threat that has been hanging over the region for very many years. Other people say that actually he's not going to turn up. This was never ever the plan of North Korea. They've made promises in the past, they haven't stuck to them, and the same thing is happening all over again.
Thank you so much, Olivia, for joining us from Seoul.